Hey Aquarius, this is your March 2024 reading. I'm actually recording this just off the back of that Aquarian new moon on February 9th, and I would like to have a quick glance at that period of time for you first. So looking at the end of Aquarius season, moving into March, and then of course going all the way through March, looking at the sun moving into Aries, and we've got that eclipse at the end of the month on the 25th. So I'd love to see what that means for you too. So things look like they've been hectic lately for you, Aquarius. So there's been a lot of planning. There's been a lot of expecting. Are you expecting visitors? What's happening? Is there a party being planned? Is there just a lot of planning and execution? And you're sort of bringing it all full circle by the end of March. And it looks like the 10 of Cups for the end of March, it's going to be a party. It's a big celebration for you. It's kind of all coming together, and really just sort of the whole gang is going to be there. All your friends, all your family, all your online community, people in your neighborhood. There's a real sense of that Aquarian energy finally breaking through in the collective, and you have a really just integral part to play in all this. It's a very big relief coming your way. But before that, there's been a close call for you, Aquarius. How are you doing? The 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Close call. That's exactly what I saw when I looked at this card. The pasta is the wine is about to tip on this guy's head. The tray there, I actually thought was a knife at the start, probably because the 10 of Swords is usually represented by a body lying on the ground with 10 swords in its back. This is not as harsh, it's the pasta deck. We're kind of seeing things in a more realistic way with this deck. But the close call you've had lately, I don't know if it was your health, I don't know if it was some sort of a scare, but the Knight of Cups here with the Judgment card, these angel wings coming through on the cards right beside them, it really tells me that, wow, close shave, but you know what, you were always going to be okay. There was some sort of protection around you. There was some sort of a benevolent watcher. This could have come in the form of, a health professional. This could have come in the form of something a little bit more metaphysical and angelic. But anyway, close shave, you're good. You're out of the woods now, I think. So that must be part of the relief you're feeling lately as well, I think. Let's start pulling cards to clear up what's happening here. 8 of Wands for the month of February. Very fast-paced, fast-moving energy. So we're seeing just pasta is being thrown in the pot. It's there we go. Let's get cooking. Everything around the 8 of Wands is things like commerce. It's things like navigation. It's commuting. It's travel. It's conversation. It's very mercurial energy. So I feel like lately you've been buying and selling, wheeling and dealing, communicating. You could be in sales. You could be a person who makes a product, who launches products. You could be in marketing. This could be something to do with what you're buying, with what you're selling, making big investments. Lots of talk about things, right? Lots of discourse around you lately, but really busy, and I think preparing for something. You could be preparing for a move. You could be preparing to host or have visitors come. You could be preparing for a trip, a really big trip coming through. Lots of travel energy around you. Lots of really busy movement for the month of February, especially since that new moon on the 9th of February. Things have really picked up in pace since that point. So let's have a look deeper into what's been going on with you in February, Aquarius. So you could really take these readings as 6-week overviews, whatever you like, past, present, future. Time is not really important on these. I just kind of set the intention to connect with you in a more non-linear way whenever really you need to hear it. So I've got in reverse the Queen of Cups. That's very private. Even secretive at times. And this is going to be the 7 of Pentacles. There was a real shyness with this work you're doing, and because, like, you know, this is so, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups here, so prideful, right? It's so out and about, it's so glad, and it's so celebratory. There's a part of you, and you probably haven't really reached that celebratory phase yet. Maybe some of you feel still a little bit shook from that incident, where it was quite a close call for a little bit. It was kind of touch and go, and so maybe some of you have still kind of maintained some level of secrecy or private energy around what happened, which is probably wise if you're still processing and you're not fully, you know, you maybe haven't even fully come to terms with why and what and how and what was that all about, you know. The good news is you got through it and it's going to transform you, but there may be still some healing to do around that. So eventually, I'm sure you're going to be wanting to shout from the rooftops loud and proud around how far you've come and what you've achieved. But for now, well, let's take it depending when you see this. I'm recording back in February, but in February at least, there is this kind of like, so past energy, February energy of like the Queen of Cups in reverse. It's not embarrassment, but there is a kind of like shine quality around this. Maybe even, what would I say? Discreet anyway, like you've been keeping it under wraps, all the plans and all the like, what's happening around this event. It seemed kind of like quiet. The Seven of Pentacles, usually we see this as a card of like neither here nor there. Like, are we going to progress or are we going to be limited? Are we stuck or are we breaking through? It's a card of having to kind of continue to have faith and continue to work hard in spite of the fact that the results aren't showing themselves. And I feel like lately you have been busy working, striving, creating, doing and planning and strategizing, and it's probably because the results aren't fully there yet that something about it all is a little bit premature. I mean, before this person has even cleaned up the pasta sauce on the ground, they're chucking into the meal. So it's kind of like, that to me would suggest like an urgency. And for me, it's kind of like you are feeling recently a little nervous and urgent, and to make sure that the results are going to pay off. And that's why you're keeping things secret. And I think some of you have been a little bit embarrassed about your progress on something, if I'm honest with you. The emotion of the Queen of Cups in reverse, that sort of emotion is embarrassment and bashfulness, and then like kind of trying to hide it. So hopefully there's no shame there with you at the moment, because this is just a work in progress and it's leading to celebration. And the main thing is that you're proud of this in the end, and it looks like you really will be. So you've been cooking up something lately, Aquarius, and you're just kind of a little bit secretive about it, closeted about it. The Hermit in reverse, I would say, is a little closeted. It's a little concerned over the external world, a little bit, I wouldn't say fearful, but I would say a little bit cynical, a little bit skeptical about how this will be received, and like you're probably a little skeptical overall about the world around you. The Hermit card in reverse is the initiation, though, to come out of the spiritual closet, to come out of any sort of hiding at this point, and really just Aquarian energy. Let that freak flag fly, okay? Be who you want to be and express yourself. It's going to be celebrated in the end. So as we move into the month of March, the bulk of March is about a overall transition for you. A transition from one phase of life to another, from one place to another. Residential, geographical, maybe it's in your mind. This also denotes visitors and visiting and being brought somewhere and being escorted somewhere, being taken somewhere. Maybe it is to Venice, but maybe it's somewhere on the water. Maybe it's something to do with you. I also see you like in your Aquarian spirit, kind of like maybe packing up boxes, volunteering, donating, things like that coming through in March. It's probably time for a spring clean, and it's going to make you feel so much lighter energetically, and you get to help others at the same time. So it ticks all those boxes for you. So now I have the Six of Pentacles. That's a card of giving, right? So this person is making some soup kitchens, right? This is a card of support, lending a hand, giving to those in need. And if that's you, you get to receive that, which is good. 2 sixes, harmony, for a very, very calm month in March so far. And then the Page of Swords, which is about an expression of yourself. Okay, so 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. I think now is the time in March for you to now begin to feel at peace around that situation where at the start I think you're like, I feel like the words that you might have even used during this close call, you were like, oh my God, I'm blessed. Thank God. Like that was a close one. I'm so happy that I'm okay. I'm so happy that you're okay, that we're out of the woods, that, you know, really could have been a lot worse. I really feel like it was maybe at an extreme like that for you. And now it seems that in March you are well out of that phase, and because the sixes are going to be very harmonious and balanced, you're starting to become able to like feel where, like, spread yourself out a little bit more in a more relaxing kind of way. So imagining like you taking a really deep breath into your lungs and like even like feeling all the blood flow in the capillaries to all the far reaching corners. It's like a baby almost taking their first breaths and starting to like feel like filled up and having exactly what you need. It's a very like restorative energy for you in March, and it's a very well needed nervous system reset. The thing about it is you might just need a vacation, you might need the support. Like this, they have so much to carry, and those boxes aren't just filled with things from a house move or from an office move or from clearing out a desk or from rearranging. It's actually some sort of a baggage of the mind as well. So the thing is, right, there is a danger here, or it's perhaps a survival skill, to compartmentalize what's happened for you lately. And it seems like now you can, in March, start to unpack, start to unbox some of the compartmentalized boxes of what's been happening for you, boxes of emotion, boxes of feeling, boxes of wounds, or just shell shock, or just kind of like procrastination. I can't deal with that right now, I've got too much going on. March, you get to unpack, you have help. The Six of Pentacles and the Six of Swords both have assistance here, support. We all need each other. And you know what, after this, well, the Page of Swords is really like a very expressive and very energized card. You kind of have all your energy back. That's what I'm thinking. It's very youthful. It's very kind of like inspirational. So perhaps through your experiences, you start to come out of this kind of like closet of shame in a sense, or like disappointment in yourself, or projection of this sort of failure. When actually, you know, what happened was potentially going to be drastic, and you might have needed to let yourself recuperate from that. And based on the balance you begin to feel in March as you unpack and unload and you start to clear some of this, and you get support, and it's real like nourishing support as well. I think financial support, if you really need financial assistance, March could be a great month to open up to that blessing. As that is unpacked for you, you get your spark back, you know? You really get that kind of like authentic, like desire to be more authentic and be real about it. Be like, yep, this happened. And the vulnerability that comes with you admitting that, I don't think it was like you fucking up or anything like that, but of like how this affected you is going to be very inspirational for others, and you get to inspire others, and then you also get the freeness The Page of Swords, I think a lot of like from this chakra, throat up to the crown. And once we've blocked here by like mincing our words, by not asking, by not advocating, by not speaking on it, we're not going to be able to get past this point. So no third eye chakra activation, no crown chakra activation, no clarity, no intuition, no insight, no deeper knowing rather than just the surface level presentation. We can't discern. So we need to open that throat chakra, speak the truth and admit what happened and come out about it. Embrace it. It's fine. It's part of it, and it actually is going to work out better for you than you could have imagined. And that clearing is going to be really activating for your other chakras, and that'll be just very exciting actually. So as we move into late March, we have an eclipse happening on the 25th of March. So the eclipse on the 25th of March, it's a South Node, full moon, lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. These eclipses in Libra and Aries, the following eclipse will be in early April in Aries. They have been part of an ongoing cycle of Libra Aries energy being activated in our charts. The houses that Libra and Aries are in, of course, and any personal planets or points that you have in configuration to these eclipses. You can look into that. Or I can always help you with that, of course. That has been going off, popping off since this time last year. So there has been a storyline happening since this time last year for everybody. That's what I love about eclipses. You know, it's a real Aquarian, everyone's involved, the whole population, everyone gets involved with eclipses. Every living person here. Even the dead ones, you know. If a dead person's eclipse, you know, say we can track it more with like famous people, but say like a grandfather or grandmother has passed and then an eclipse happens in their house of grandchildren, they might have a grandchild being born in the living realm still. So, you know, it still happens. Or perhaps when a famous person or a well-known person has passed and an eclipse happens relevant to their chart, a expose is done about them, you know. So eclipses really trigger all of our personal destiny forever. So yeah, basically sidetrack, whatever. Little weird Aquarian, maybe will appreciate that, my weird sidetrack there. Not calling you weird, guys, but the eclipses. Something's been happening since last year in your life. Check your Libra house, check your Aries house. This eclipse on the 25th of March is like, and because the 10 of Cups, it's like the 10 is a finality, it's a culmination, it's a celebration, it's a harvest, it's a breakthrough. That's all very like final lunar eclipse, South Node Libra eclipse, because the very final Libra eclipse later in October this year is going to be a solar eclipse. So it'll actually be the kind of reward or initiation of what basically the new and improved way of navigating the Libra house in your birth chart is going to be. This one is the more like, what are we ultimately like done with, in a sense. There is a kind of clearing finality right now with this. And you're happy about it because it's a huge celebration and very positive energy for you around the end of this month, around the end of March. Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so you are then just, okay, so as one kind of like very positive chapter in your life that you're very proud of draws to a close at the end of the month. You know, it could be a leaving party, it could be a going away party, it could be you hosting. I feel like you hosting or expecting visitors, or maybe it's just like you're kind of launching something that you're very proud of. There's of course pride with this version of the 10 of Cups. I always see the 10 of Cups as like a gathering, like the gang's all here, the right people are here. It's a celebration of life, it's a celebration of you, and you have just a very sort of strong feeling. you know, emotion and feeling are different. You have a very strong feeling emanating from somewhere within you that this is the kind of like, this is a good time in your life, you know, that this is a very much like involved, radiating happiness. Everything is coming together, and it's just one of those kind of more awe-inspiring times in our world. It's so amazing when we have those kind of glimmers, and the end of March looks like that for you. Now, there's something about it though that's like, okay, and now that's that. That was great. Then the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords represent a kind of like, where to next, ... The end of March leaves you on a little bit of a cliffhanger. It's not anything that you are kind of like grappling with or stressing about. It's just consideration. The Two of Pentacles weighs things up and is quite back and forward on what to do, because they haven't just reached the decision yet. They'll find balance, and that represents, because of the Knight of Swords, some sort of a, well, look at the way this person is, they're kind of showing off, and the horse is sort of the person, or not the person, the energy that's been taken by surprise. Like, look, that horse was like, wait, we're stopping, what? Ah, like being like the brakes, you suddenly put the brakes on or something like that to show off. Again, that sense of pride, that sense of showing off. It's night and day compared to where you felt like you were in hiding, or kind of having to creep around secret in February, like not ready to talk about that, let's be discreet. And it's not lying or anything in February, but like, it's not like you're omitting. It's a lot of omission in a sense, because you're still doing and busy, and you're just not saying anything about it. And by March, there's a real sense of like, oh, well, look at me now. And people are kind of taken by surprise by you, I think, Aquarius, at the end of the month, and what you're doing next. And maybe there's an announcement. You're like, and next up, I'm doing this. And people are like, wait, what? And you're like, yeah, I thought about it and it feels really good for me. And peace out. You're not going to find me, because I'm going to be busy from here on out. So yeah, I feel like February's been hectic. March is going to be hectic. No, March is going to be a little balance. And then right away at the end of March into April, you're back busy and activated and making decisions for the future, celebrating how far you've come. And yeah, another trip might be, you might travel a lot for work. You might travel a lot for visiting family, friends, visiting a partner, long distance relationship coming up at the end of the month for you. But you might just find yourself always on the go for whatever it is that you're doing in life. And I do see you considering, maybe for some of you, like, would I move here? Would I do something else? Like, would I bring myself in a whole new direction almost? Well, that's fun. Exactly this new paradigm of like the Aquarian age we're in right now. Just like less of a limit on the possibility of what we can imagine for ourselves is really coming through in the collective. So soak it up. I'll talk to you soon, Aquarius. Oh wait, wanted to say, I'm going to link below the Aquarius 2024 year ahead reading I did month by month. They're cool. And another thing I'm going to do is link like a recent kind of just like stream of consciousness. I went on a ramble about like Pluto and Aquarius and the transit itself, and I just will link that there. Bye.